Hi, welcome to Steve Chats Wrestling, hashtag SCW, the wrestling channel here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Subscribe right now. Leave any comments in the comment section, like and share the video as well. Very quickly before I get into all the news I'm going to bring to you right now, just want to apologise, not been around for the last few days. From time to time, obviously I don't make money off doing this. This is pure hobby. So sometimes with my actual working schedule, it takes over and it gets really busy. So sometimes I don't always have the time to come here and put a video on straight away. One thing you do know is that when I am available, I am always going to put videos on here and I will be giving you all the news and my feedback and everything. So, thank you for everyone that's been sticking around and been patient and stuff. And I am here doing a video for you now. So I thank you for the patience, and now we can crack on with everything going on. Now, very quickly, I'm going to talk about Raw and SmackDown very quickly because I didn't enjoy them this week. I'm very happy that, of course, WWE comes across the pond, comes to the United Kingdom. I'm English myself, so it's always great to see it when they're on our side, of the water. They were in Glasgow, Scotland for the first time doing a Raw and a SmackDown. Now, I just found it all a bit repetitive, and Raw in particular. I mean, we see all these promos for the Survivor Series teams, them not getting on. We see it then on SmackDown again with the men's teams, and it just, for me, it all felt the same, and I just found it a bit boring, if I'm being brutally honest. Looking at SmackDown as well, I think it's the worst SmackDown since the brand split, if I'm being brutally honest. There were a couple of points of the show that I liked. I did like the Women's Championship match with Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss. I thought that was quite good. It seems as well that we're going to get that match once again somewhere down the line. I'm expecting it'll be at TLC, and of course I expect them to match Raw. Of course, Raw did 3 of the same match at Hell in a Cell, including the first ever Women's Hell in a Cell match. I'm expecting the same at TLC. I'd like actually TLC to have one TLC match and then we have like a ladder match, a tables match and a chairs match somewhere, but I think that WWE is going to go down the route of the TLC route only, and I think that we will get Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss in that match, so we'll have to wait and see because of course then that's a way as well where they don't have these sort of bad referee decision finishes as well, so I think this is probably the route they're going to go down, but I thought that was one of the highlights. The other real highlight I thought was actually the fact that another match was added for the Survivor Series with Kalisto for SmackDown, going to be challenging the Brian Kendrick for the Cruiserweight Championship. And if Kalisto wins, not only does the belt come to SmackDown, the whole Cruiserweight division comes to SmackDown. I actually can see this being very likely to happen. For me, I think it's kind of damaging of a hot potato, the belt changing all the time. The Brian Kendrick's not long won the belt, but at the same time, you look at it and think that they would be so much better on SmackDown, the Cruiserweight division, and as well with the new show 205 Live starting, which is going to be after SmackDown every Tuesday. It makes sense that the Cruiserweight division is on Tuesday nights every single week, and I think they will get treated better on SmackDown, so we might then learn more about the characters, why you do like people, why you shouldn't like people, and I think it just would be a better all-round product really for the Cruiserweight division, if I'm being brutally honest. So I think Kalisto could win that. I've got to have my say as well on Shane McMahon being announced as the 5th member of the SmackDown Survivor Series team. Now people will probably turn around and say to me, well, he's there actually as the calm head to keep everybody on the same team functioning together, but for me, when you have Daniel Bryan who's looking at the list the whole night and could pick anyone from that roster, he could have picked Luke Harper, he could have picked The Miz, he could have picked Kane even if he really had to, but no, he picked someone who's not on the active roster fighting every single week. He actually picked Shane McMahon, which for me just undermines the whole SmackDown roster, makes them seem like that they are not good enough, and I think that that's a bad move looking at WWE's perspective. It looks so much brighter with Baron Corbin on there, and I understand they've written him off TV for the minute. Probably to continue his feud with Kalisto at a later date, and they didn't want him to look weak where he would lose maybe in the Survivor Series match, but I still think it would have been a good experience for Baron Corbin in the main event, a big high profile match on a big pay-per-view, and I think the WWE probably have dropped the ball with that one in my personal opinion. Another note that I will make as well is that of course Sami Zayn will be challenging Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title. I'm still unsure whether the SmackDown will be without a mid-card championship. I can't see both belts maybe being on Raw, that in the United States, but at the same time, obviously the Cruiserweights would fill more of SmackDown up, so WWE wouldn't need to worry about as much of the mid-card area of SmackDown. They could use everyone that's involved in the mid-card to be all challenging for the main title after all, because there is only so many challenges that go for the WWE World Championship, so you might as well add the people like The Miz and Dolph Ziggler in that conversation as well, and the likes of Baron Corbin also. But you could say as well with these up-and-comers, they could do with a mid-card title to chase, I mean, like particularly Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews, but I guess time will tell how that would develop. But I'm expecting it to be very interesting with The Miz actually challenging Dolph Ziggler next week on SmackDown, the 900 100th episode, so I'm looking forward to see where that leads. But for me, is what I'm expecting as well at the Survivor Series, someone will double cross and double turn and join the other show. I think that's going to add just a little bit of heat somewhere. I mean, there seems to be heat with Daniel Bryan and The Miz, so maybe The Miz could be a prime candidate. We could even see as well that maybe Sami Zayn actually wins the belt, maybe because of the fact The Miz costs him and says he's joining Raw, and then we could see that the trade has actually done that. Actually, maybe Sami Zayn could even come to SmackDown. Probably wouldn't make a lot of sense, to be fair, but of course Daniel Bryan has actually expressed that he would like Sami Zayn and also Cesaro to be on the SmackDown side. So it'd be interesting to see, but I think a couple of changes are going to happen, and it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. Elsewhere, to give you sort of the breaking news that probably not delivered over the last few days, Paige is back in training for the first time after a neck surgery. I suppose it's still going to be a long time before she is back. Roadblock has been announced for what its main event will be. It's apparently going to be Roman Reigns against Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. It's not going to be champion versus champion according to the advertisement made. So, I mean, perhaps Roman Reigns is going to lose the United States Championship beforehand. I would like to see maybe if the Intercontinental title went to Raw, maybe that went to SmackDown as well. I mean, it would make more sense really, but it seems to me the clear thing from this is that WWE realised that with WrestleMania coming up, the Kevin Owens experiment, I've really enjoyed it. I've been very happy seeing him as the Universal Champion, but the experiment hasn't worked, and it's purely from a booking standpoint. And right now, if they want to fill up arenas, it's getting near that WrestleMania season, they're not going to put the belt on someone. Unfortunately, as much as this is the way that it goes forward, is giving someone actually a break and a chance, they're going to put the belt back on someone that they feel was tried and tested, and Roman Reigns is tried and tested. It's been a while since the wellness policy. It probably feels right. I mean, the rumours were going around that it'd be Brock Lesnar challenging for the Raw sort of Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble. So that feels like a big main event as well for the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar again, a repeat of WrestleMania from WrestleMania 31. So yeah, I mean, that's what I kind of feel is probably going to happen. At the moment, if I had to predict it, I actually think that Finn Balor will challenge for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania versus Roman Reigns, providing he's fit. There is rumours that he's going to be he's been advertised for the Roadblock event. I don't imagine this to be in a wrestling capacity, but maybe in a returning capacity. We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. One other story that was pretty interesting, which was Sin Cara and Chris Jericho. Now, apparently they had a backstage fight. Now, as part of the punishment, rumour is that Sin Cara has had problems with not getting on with co-workers. WWE has instructed him to now take anger management classes. So yeah, apparently there was a fight and altercation with Chris Jericho in England this past weekend. The incident occurred while the Raw crew was travelling to Leeds, England to Glasgow, Scotland. Apparently Cara was making annoying noises while on the bus and people were telling him to stop, but he kept on. Jericho told Cara to stop, in which he responded with where to go. Words exchanged between the two, and a wild right hand was thrown at Jericho. Others stepped in to break it up, and Jericho ended up biting Cara's finger during the pull apart before they kicked Cara off the bus. It isn't his first incident. Of course, Simon Gotch's another one that's happened previously. But I think it's probably the right way to go. I'm surprised Sin Cara still has a job, if I'm honest, if he keeps fighting with co-workers. But apparently there's not obviously that sort of backstage heat where he's going to be released from his contract anytime soon. They seem like they're going to go through another avenue here by actually putting him in anger management, and maybe as well he's part of the Cruiserweight division, if he actually could end up on SmackDown. But of course he'd be with Simon Gotch again, but he wouldn't be around Jericho. So if he's not getting on with the Raw side, then maybe this is a good opportunity to put him on the SmackDown side. Maybe he's well, if he gets on with Kalisto, maybe Kalisto might actually be someone that's good in his ear. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we could bring back the Lucha Dragons. Could be sort of something that would make sense going forward, if you ask me. Speaking of cruiserweights as well, Neville is actually not considered as a cruiserweight. I think many of us expected that belt was kind of being designed and made for him once he had people to compete with in the division, but Neville is going to continue as normal on Raw, whatever happens. So don't expect him to be trained to SmackDown if that belt does actually go that way. So that's pretty much everything summed up in a small little video for you there, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Remember, you can subscribe right now. I'm sorry again that I have not been around as much, but I'll try and be around for the rest of the week now. I'll make sure I put videos on here, at least one a day for you. And thank you for watching as always, and check out the other videos as well. You've been watching Steve Chats Wrestling, #SCW, the wrestling channel here on YouTube.com, and of course, most importantly, do subscribe. Take care and enjoy your day.